Hello students, today I'd like to review how to download and access the online ICD-10-PCS coding manuals via the CMS website. Please note that on an annual basis these codes are updated, so every October 1st the codes are updated. So it's best to always ensure that you are utilizing the most recent coding manuals, and you can do that by referencing the CMS website and referring to the specific year that you're presently in. So for today we will go through and download the 2017 ICD-10 PCS coding manuals. Also note that there's 2017 ICD-10 PCS coding guidelines. You'll want to take time to download those and review them as well as it pertains to any coding that you're conducting and performing within this course. So the next thing is the ICD-10 PCS code files, tables, and index. So you'll want to download that. It'll be a zip file, and you'll have different files that are listed. You'll have the ICD-10 PCS index. So this is actually in a specific notepad format. It's really not the most ideal format, but let's just try to search for bypass. Okay, so see how it says main term and then it has title, anastomosis. It says C bypass. Well, we want to actually look for main term bypass. So here we have main term. See, it says main term here, and then it says bypass. Okay, so we'll want to continue to look for the specific body part. Note that it says, anterior chamber, right, and then it gives you the codes. Or anterior, let's see, bypass, which is term level 1, aorta, abdominal, and then it gives you 0410. So let's reference the specific tables. So let's open the tables because that's where you actually find the codes. And let's go back again just to be sure. Hold on, let's pull up there's one other version we can pull up. So we have the code tables in the index. Let's look at the PCS conversion table as well, and let's download that. So in the process, this is not the most ideal situation to look up your codes. So again, this is the tables. So we're looking for 0410. You could also search for bypass within the tables. Okay, so you see it brings you, when you type bypass in the actual tables itself, it brings you to bypass. It gives you the definition, altering the route of passage of the contents of a tubular body part. And then it brings you into the different values for the body parts. You have to make sure, like, see, it says the cerebral ventricle is 6. And then the approach, it has listed as 0 for open, which typically would be open, sometimes percutaneous. And then the next would be the actual device. So you'll see device is listed here. And then, autologous tissue substitute, synthetic substitute. Synthetic substitute is kind of like a Gore-Tex graft. Autologous tissue substitute is kind of like a vein graft. And then non-autologous tissue substitute is typically like a cadaver graft. So those are the differences between the types of grafts. And then your final 7th character value, the qualifier, it lists, whether it's nasopharynx, mastoid, atrium, blood vessel, pleural cavity, intestine. So you would select that based off of what was listed within the documentation for that specific case. Okay, so you see, and then it starts over again with the body part values for bypass. So you're still in the bypass table, but it could be a different body part. Notice the spinal canal, then it goes with approach. So you have to be very careful when maneuvering through these specific tables and locating the correct tables by when utilizing the online coding manuals within the ICD-10 PCS coding manuals within the CMS website. So let's just look at the conversion tables as well. I'm sorry, it just pulled up something else. So you'll note that it pulls up specific conversion tables as it relates to ICD-10 PCS codes. So bypass coronary artery, one artery from the coronary artery with zooplastic tissue. And that's like a swine or porcine valve. It shows the previous codes, and then the current code assignment is 0210083, and the previous code assignment was 02100K3. So you'll notice that there's a new, this gives you actually all of the new codes. So you really wouldn't, you could utilize this to help with finding specific codes, but as far as learning how to build them, and, in this class, I don't think this is a good idea to utilize that specific conversion table. So let's just not reference that specific table at this point in time when it comes to building a code. So again, this just kind of demonstrates how to get to the specific tables for an index for ICD-10 PCS procedure codes. And then you'll see that there's an ICD-10 PCS definitions section. So let's click on that. So this basically gives you the root operation definitions. So you'll see definitions, and it indicates operation, and then it lists alteration, modifying the anatomic structure of a body part without affecting the function of the body part. So it lists each term: bypass, altering the route of passage of contents of a tubular body part. Definitely you'll want to spend time reviewing those definitions as well. And they are available in a PDF format. So let's see what other items that are listed here. Here's the ICD-10 PCS code files, so let's click on that, and we'll download it as well. So let's open that. So you'll see the code file is in a PCS format, so let's click on that as well. Okay, so let's type bypass here. Let's see, 021. It is not finding it in that formality, so let's keep going down. Oh, and it's only one page, so let's go back to our folder for the... Oh, this is a list of the new procedure codes. Okay, so again, this just provides you new procedure codes for ICD-10 PCS. So these are all of the list of the new codes available in ICD-10 PCS for 2017. So again, that's not something that you will need to reference as well. The main things that you need are the ICD-10 PCS tables and index. So you'll see here's the tables, and we'll get into this in just a moment in the next video. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea, an overview, where you actually go in to find the manuals. How to use the manuals will be in the next demonstration that we do in class together. So feel free to reach out via email if you have further questions. Thanks. Have a great day.